Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Smash JT, and I've been playing way too much Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on my Nintendo Switch lately, and it got me thinking, how could Nintendo improve upon this formula? It feels like the perfect game experience. It might be the best fighting game of all time. In fact, it actually might be the best game of all time, but that's for another day to discuss. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and how it relates to what Nintendo's next big franchise is going to be. Psst, Nintendo, if you weren't planning on doing this, do it. JT. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has proven to be everything everybody wanted and then some. The game itself is incredible. In fact, it's so incredible that Nintendo really can't do anything to improve upon it in a future iteration. It's all here. The graphics are absolutely incredible. The gameplay is spot on. The music and sound, everything about this game is perfect. And Nintendo can't make a sequel to that because what more could they do? Anything they wanted to add to it would be DLC, whether it be more characters, more stages, hell, even a stage creator. There's a lot of things they could add via DLC to this game to not necessitate a sequel to it. So how could Nintendo follow this up? How could they make a game better than Smash Ultimate after Smash Ultimate already exists? And we gotta start thinking three-dimensionally with Nintendo and how they go about these things, because they've dropped a few breadcrumbs in the past on what they plan on doing, and I firmly believe what I'm about to say with this video is a future game coming from Nintendo, and that is genre bending, completely changing up the formula of what people have known to grow and love in the past, like a platforming game, or a first-person shooter, or a tactical RPG, turn-based RPG. So many different ways to shift this formula. It just makes sense for Nintendo to continue the success of Smash Ultimate by bringing a large roster of characters to a different genre. Similar to how Capcom, Sega, and Namco Bandai got together for Project X Zone on the 3DS, and how Nintendo got together with Ubisoft to make Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Genre bending is nothing new per se. Companies have been doing this for a little while now, but as far as perfecting the Smash Ultimate formula and bringing it to a new genre, I think it could open up doors that nobody could even imagine. I'm thinking beyond just rehashing old 8-bit levels that we're all used to and completely reinventing the genre, making new levels and incorporating what we've known in the past into those. If it were to be a platformer game, incorporate old Mario levels. If it's going to be a Metroidvania, incorporate some of Super Metroid, keeping it like a 2D fighter as Super Smash Bros. Is, but using it into a different genre. Creating movesets that would help the character overcome obstacles in these games, where different characters would have different movesets which would help them overcome obstacles in a different way. So every time you played through the game, if you picked a different character, you'd have to refigure out how to get across these obstacles that you'd come across. And using their different specialties, like Link with his hookshot, or Samus with her grapple, or a ton of different ways to go about picking up items to get through different levels. The possibilities are truly endless, and that's what makes this a really unique and exciting venture. Nintendo did dip their toes into this in the past when they did those remix series on the Wii U and the 3DS, but I feel like that was just a basic approach to what I'm talking about. Instead of rehashing those old levels, actually making a new world that lives and breathes and allows you to play these characters in ways that makes them unique to the world itself. Depending on the game would also depend on what characters would be allowed into it and how it would work with them. Like if it was going to be a turn-based RPG, you could use pretty much every character and use their specialties. If it was going to be a platformer, you'd need to really focus on the characters that would work well in a platforming game. Yes, Mario Maker on Wii U had different costumes for pretty much all these characters, but they all moved and functioned like Mario in that game. I'm talking about making a unique moveset and set of skills for each of these characters to be able to overcome the obstacles in the new game that will be coming out. Nintendo and Squaresoft back in the day on Mario RPG kind of touched on the genre bending when they had Link sleeping in the bed, and you couldn't really do much interaction with that. But imagine if there was a role-playing game where you could play as all these characters together in it. Select your party or come up with a storyline that somehow brings them together. It would be wild to be able to play through a role-playing game with Link and Mario and Samus fighting side by side and somehow incorporating them all together in the storyline to make sense of it. Even if it's all a dream like Mario 2, it doesn't matter. Just the idea of having the ability of putting these characters in a game together that's not a fighting game makes for limitless possibilities. But maybe I'm just drunk on nostalgia. I'd be very interested to hear what you guys have to say about this theory and if Nintendo would do a genre-bending game that would incorporate all these Smash Brothers characters into a different type of game. I think it's a wild idea that's just crazy enough to work. Let me know what you think about it. If you'd want this type of game to exist, what kind of genre would you want it to be? Let me know in the comments, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one.